Hi there, here is another cute little tip for you. Do you have a bunch of these little containers left from some of the embellishments that Stampin' Up! Has been selling, and you don't know exactly what you want to do with them? Here's some suggestions for you. The first thing I do with them is I will take my embossing, Hi there, do you have a bunch of these little containers laying around that are left over from Stampin' Up's embellishments like I do? I have several of these and I have come up with several different ideas of what to use them for. Some I came up with, some other people have. So the first thing I always do is I take my heat gun and I will heat the top area of the labels just for a few seconds. You don't want to melt the plastic, but it will allow these labels to peel right off. If you try and tear it off without heating it, you're going to end up with it everywhere. And again, I can do it again on the bottom. And I do it just enough to warm that adhesive off the back, and it peels right away. Now you have a perfectly clean little jar. So the first thing you can do is they are great for mixing your re-inkers with alcohol for dyeing ribbon, or you can use it for with water. So you can put it in here and then take your ribbon or whatever you're going to be using. I'll just cut off a small strip here as a sample and stick it down in there. And I have a good little set of tweezers that I can use and absorb it up. You'll probably want to start with more. This is a leftover one from a project earlier. And there you go. Pull that out and put it down on a paper towel. Whoops, just like that. And let it dry. And you can hang on to the rest of it. Just close it up. This one happens to have been in here for several months, and that's alcohol in there. And it has not dried out. So it will last quite a while. So you could take a little Post-it note and put on there exactly what color that is in there. And the next time you need a piece of ribbon, you could dye some white ribbon. And if you wanted a particular color that you don't have, you can do it that way. So the next idea is a combination. You take one of these and using your Crop-A-Dile, you punch or cut a hole in here. Now this one actually has an eyelet, but you don't have to use the eyelets. And you put a hole in it. You bring over an old ribbon base, and I take this and I put it over here and take a pen and mark my base all the way around like that. Now that's not centered, so we would want to normally center it, but cut just inside of that. And this will take a little bit of work to make sure you get it the right size, but you want it to be able to move inside. And you cut this all the way around. Just like that. You can place it in there and you can see that moves quite freely. Now what am I going to do with this? Well, I open it up like this. And I take my baker's twine or linen thread. And, oh, this one's quite full. Let me grab a different one. Here we go. So you would take your baker's twine and spool it on there and just leave a string. Feed it through that hole. And now on this one you can see I do not have the eyelet there. Just going to feed it through there. and I can pull out just as much as I need, and it can then be stored on my stack and store. And the final use that I have for them is more for demonstrators, but this is what I use to put any little small pieces of ribbon, pearls, rhinestones, anything that's small that goes on projects in my classes. And I have one of these at each attendee's seat. And that way they're not running the risk of losing it. So I've hung on to loads of these so that when I have classes, they all know that they've got a little container with all of the pieces that they need for class. So I hope those ideas helped you out, and if I come up with any more, I'll let you know.